Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Hurricane Helene has had some horrific impacts, and there's two things that we need to think about here. One, the folks that have been impacted, everybody, in addition to obviously veterans and family members and spouses and dependents and all of that. And after we watch this video clip here that I have up, we'll jump into some resources, donation type stuff through the VA in which we can help our brothers and sisters out. Now, Asheville, North Carolina is one of the devastated areas. There's obviously more areas that were impacted and hit. Impossible to talk about every single one. But Asheville, North Carolina has gotten, and its surrounding areas has gotten a lot of press, we'll say, regarding the devastation. It is definitely worse than expected. And what's surprising to me is how far inland the damage came. I mean, when you look at a map and you look at where Asheville is, you wouldn't think that a hurricane would be able to cause such severe damage that far inland. You would think that it would have slowed down, especially coming, upward, going a northern kind of route instead of coming in directly from the east. In any case, I'd love to hear your comments, people that have went through hurricane stuff over and over again. I think that the thoughts here are, what disasters are probably going to be prominent where I live, right? Not everybody is in Hurricane Alley, we'll call it, or Tornado Alley, or Earthquake Alley, right? So could be wildfires, could be avalanches, could be a volcano, could be any of these things, right? Natural disasters. What have you done to prepare for that type of a situation? If it is something that is foreseeable, is your plan to just pack up stuff and get out of the way and leave? That's an option. But do you have the money and the resources to do that? If you don't, what's your plan, right? I'd love to hear some plans. Anyway, let's jump into this and kind of get a peek at what's going on there in Asheville, North Carolina, greater area. And then we'll just kind of go from there, move into the donation stuff on the VA site. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and go.
This is Asheville, where every new image brings with it a sobering reminder of Helene's might.
The devastation is everywhere.
From above, you can see what nearly 2 feet of water does to a city. On the ground, you can see what it does to its people.
In 2 hours, it rose 4 feet. In 2 more hours, it rose 4 more feet.
Brian didn't give us his last name, but he was less than 100 feet away from the French Broad River when it rose to record levels, leveling so much of what he and others in Asheville call home.
Now, what's amazing here, and anybody who's been through any sort of a natural disaster, the natural disaster lasts for X. It's all of the cascading effects after that and everything else that goes into the recovery. In some cases, we have deaths that folks got to mourn through while they're also trying to recover any belongings, or it could just all be washed away or burned away or whatever the disaster was. What a horrific sight. Let's move on.
You can almost see this was a little girl's and a mural done. She was blowing a little dandelion, but now she looks like she's barely gasping for air.
It's telling as people of Asheville find themselves feeling similar. As of Tuesday morning, officials say more than 150 people have been reported dead, at least 66 of them in North Carolina, with hundreds still missing. Power has not yet been restored to many neighborhoods. Water is in short supply, and cell service is spotty at best.
Gradually, people started to dribble in, but for like 24 hours during the hurricane, we didn't hear from anybody. It was so scary.
Luli Peacock and her husband Sim were at the center of that uncertainty. With close friends and their kids unreachable in the mountains, the couple took in the damage from a bridge that overlooked the river that spared very little. Local officials say it could be 2 weeks before basic infrastructure gets up and running again. More than 1 million people remain without power, and mules are being used to shuttle supplies into hard-to-reach areas.
I'm in shock. I don't know. I can't even cry. It's just so shocking to me.
But with every ounce of uncertainty that was strewn across tree limbs came gallons of reassurance that those here weren't in this alone.
It's a wreck, man. It's a mess. But as long as we can keep lifting each other up, that's all that matters.
Great point. And I'm glad that they put that clip in there, because that's what it's about, right? It's about joining together to help. And look, to me, it's, you can help in person. You can help by donating if you have that means. You can help with prayer. You can help in any way that you can, right? Obviously, not everybody has the financial capability. Not everybody has the ability to drive there in person and help. So in any way that you can, or share the story, that type of stuff is all good stuff for everyone. So let's move on.
From water drop-offs to shoveling literal tons of mud, people from far and wide did what they could to lend a hand. Many of them, like Jared Kay, affected themselves.
It's hard not to think about, the suffering and the people that are truly have lost everything, but I look at my 5-year-old and what he's learning from this. It's too big for us as individuals. We can't lift this alone, but as a community and as a region, we're going to be all right.
It's that mindset that will allow the might of Asheville to shine in the wake of Helene. Dan Grossman, Scripps News, Asheville, North Carolina.
So, it's obviously this has been something that's been going on now, and folks are aware of it. But the devastating effects are going to continue to linger and be here. It's, bear with me here. There we go. All right. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to see if I could share the other screen here for the donations for folks, so we can share that. And it looks like that worked. All right. So if you are so inclined, this is actually on the VA's website here, and it is, it's short, so I'll just read through it for those that maybe it's too small on the screen. So donations available. Donations available for those impacted by Hurricane Helene. If you've been affected by the recent hurricane and are in need of donated items, please reach out to the call center for development and civic engagement at 423-926-11, and I believe that's a 71, extension 2891, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 p.m. It doesn't say, I'm assuming that it's Eastern time. We currently have a variety of items available, including baby clothes, adult clothing, both men's and women's, shoes, diapers, pet food, first aid supplies, batteries, flashlights, household cleaning products, kitchen items, blankets, cases of non-perishable food, canned goods, and water. And I'm going to read this little part here. But before I do, if you are in the general vicinity, the region, right, that kind of, I don't know, maybe Virginia to Florida over to, maybe Tennessee, there could be donation drop-off spots for folks that are going to bring those supplies to the affected area or areas. And the reason why that's important here is because there could be some issues with supply lines. Plus, you got, the strike thing was going on at the ports and so forth. So moving goods from one area to another could be a helpful thing. Things like baby formula, right? Baby formula, diapers, socks. I mean, imagine, look, we're all military. Imagine no socks, right? Change your socks. got some good socks, you can move on a little further. So that type of stuff, all good stuff. So I'll read this last piece and then we'll wrap it up. Donations are available for those impacted by Hurricane Helene. Looks like it's pretty much the same thing that was in that blue box up there. So the most important part here is the 423-926-1171 extension 2891. And if you are looking to donate, again, there might be local areas that you can donate. And then you could also probably call that number and ask them directly. All right. With that, I really, really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great one. Stay safe out there. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.